This is the DNA Pest Control Podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Anthony.
How's it going, everybody? Today's episode is going to be quick, so get ready. If you are on lunch break, this is going to be your time to listen in and take some notes because you're not going to be driving, I hope. So Anthony is not here today, so you're only going to be hearing one voice. It's Daniel. And today I am going to talk about where we learn about the pest control industry, where we find our information, where we have grown, where we get all that information from. I know I kind of repeated myself there, but just get ready, guys. This is some good stuff. If you're not doing it, okay, if you're not actively learning, start, because you will never know it all. You're not going to know everything about the industry. I don't care if you've been in it 60 years. I don't care if you've been in it only 6 months, okay? You don't know everything. You're not going to know everything. A lot of things that guys teach you are wrong now. And so if you have been in the industry over 20 years, you're probably doing wrong things and you need to change, okay? And this episode is going to cover where I personally go, and I threw in a few ideas and stuff that I've heard from Anthony in here as well, but where I personally go to get my information, where I personally go to grow, okay? First things first, guys, I'm going to start at the top. We just had an episode about it. If you haven't listened to it, it's about how to gain control over cockroaches. We read an article, actually I did, from the magazine PCT, okay? PCT has come out with free magazines, okay? It's $0, and they are not paying us to say this, okay? So don't think that there's a code to go on and you can put DNA. No, there's none of that. So it is PCT. It's a free magazine, and it's a free app, okay? So you can go on the app and you can get the magazine there for free, or you can even have them send you the magazine, okay? They send it every other month. You'll get an actual hard copy. In between, they still come out with active magazines. It's just on the app. There might be a way to get them every month. I don't know. Maybe you have to pay for that. I haven't really looked into it. I just signed up for it. Who knows how long ago, and I've been getting them ever since. Every year, you just have to renew your subscription. It's free. They don't ask for any money. You don't have to put a credit card on file. You don't have to do anything. So just keep that in mind. But PCT is a great magazine. I think it's the only one in the industry. I don't even know if there is any others. But PCT is definitely the biggest, and it's really good. It talks about, specifics on different things. There was one about just flies. They have, this month was all about cockroaches. So, just make sure that you're going in and you're looking into that. PCT is a great way to get your free magazine and just to keep up on the industry. The other thing that it has is a lot of marketing, obviously, but it talks about different companies, different products that are coming out, what's new to the market, and that's going to be a huge help for the guys who are stuck in their ways with this is how we do things, there's nothing else. No, there is something else. Get out there, look into it. There's a lot better ways to do stuff in the industry now. And so make sure that you stay up on there. And so the PCT magazine is awesome for that. The next one is NPMA. We talk about them a lot. They normally have Pest World. They're doing a virtual one this year. So now owners, this is a great opportunity for you guys to have literally everybody take classes. And I don't know about pricing yet. It's kind of weird. It's that they still have the same pricing as if you were going to go to Tennessee and actually walk the expo and take the classes there, which they're out of their freaking mind if they think someone's going to pay like $600-$700 for that, a virtual conference. But they're trying, or whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing over there. But NPMA is a great one. They do conferences all over the United States. For different types of the industry with pest control. But that is a great place to learn a ton of information. We have changed literally everything over here at my business with what I've learned from NPMA and what they've brought to the table. It's not all good. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there now. Don't take my 100% word. That's, everything they say. Some of the stuff that they've come out with obviously is going to be controversial, and you need to take it with a grain of salt. Don't jump in and listen to one person and then go full board. There are different people out of NPMA and the people that they grab that actually talk about two different services, two different service types, and they both say they both work 100% and they're both perfect. And you got to do your research as well, just like everything. But NPMA is a great place to start. They also have, so that's an association, so you can join that. And if you're a business owner, they give you hiring documents. They give you a ton of different stuff to help you with the pest control industry and your business. So if you're an owner, join the association, pay those dues, get into that and all that information. You can also get green certified through them. And there's a few other certifications through them for treating schools and other places, but it's a great place just to get in. Now, if you're just a regular guy, your owner doesn't provide this for you, you can go in and you can become part of that association, and you can take those tests and you can get those certifications, and most likely go to the owner and say, hey, look what I've done. Hopefully that kind of brings them into that to pay for that for you. But NPMA is a great one. They also have an app that's a field guide. It's called NPMA Field Guide Pro. That app literally breaks down insect identification. So any of your guys out there who don't know it all, which none of you do, because there's new stuff coming out every year. And so go on there. That field guide is going to get you, stuff that you never see, you never run into, different situations. And you're like, I don't know what that is, or I forgot what that bug is. It will ask you certain questions and it will identify that insect for you. It's really awesome. So, and I think it's like $2 a year or $5, or they may have changed it. I don't know, but I did it right when they came out with it. And they did a really great job, honestly, with it. So congratulations to them for doing that for us. But pay your $2, $3. It's pretty much free, and get it for the entire year. And then you can identify any insect, and you're going to look like a pro out there, where if anybody asks you, you just pop that thing out and just put it in, and boom, there's the insect. And you're going to actually get accurate information. Go on Google, type in cockroach. You're going to get German, Turkestan, every type of cockroach out there. You go on Google, you type in German cockroach, the Turkestan cockroach pops up. So people are super confused when they go online and they start Googling that information. They get pulled in every direction. NPMA Field Guide Pro destroys that. So it essentially makes it say, hey, no, this is what that is, and these are why, and this is how you identify it. And it even gives you a little bit of the background of that insect, the biology of it, where they live, what's going on. So they did a really good job, guys. So use that if you don't have it. And if the owner's not going to pay for that for everybody's phone, jump on there, pay your $2, guys. It's nothing, and use that. Okay, the next one is actually for California. So unfortunately, everybody outside of California, it's not going to be worth it for you. So you could probably just skip a couple seconds ahead on this part. But it's called PCOC. PCOC, Pest Control Operators of California. They are also kind of like NPMA, but they do group get-togethers and things like that. I think they're trying to do virtual. I'm not into that type of stuff, but they're doing that, and you can actually go in. You'll meet up with a bunch of other owners, other technicians, and you're going to be able to kind of mingle with them and learn about them, and kind of gain knowledge on what they're doing, how they're doing things, what you're doing, how you're doing things, and just spread that information around. Guys, we're in this together. I know there's competition in the business world, but to be honest with you, there's so many houses out there. We're in all reality, we're not in competition, especially when you're little guys that are just starting your companies. You don't care who Orkin is. They're not really your competition. They're so much bigger than you. They'll just come and give you a check and get you out of business if they wanted to. So don't don't act bigger than you are. Humble yourself, go into those situations where there's other technicians working for other companies and learn from them, pick their brain. One of the great one was off of PCOC. The whole point of PCOC is look for your own state's association for, the operators or for however your licensing system works. But look for that, because that might be a great way in, especially if you're new in the industry, to kind of get out there and pick the brain of these guys who actually are actively learning and growing in this industry, which majority of them are, because they're regional technicians. So they're over massive amounts of guys and they have to continually learn. They have to continually change, and they have to put on these these different classes and things like that. So they're constantly growing, and they're great people to learn from, and really a great way to kind of innovate and create your own systems and your own way of doing things if you're pulling from them and mixing in what you're currently doing. So far I want to recap on those three. There's PCT Magazine. Google it. It's going to pop right up. You put in PCT in the App Store, it's going to pop right up. NPMA, same thing. If you put it in the App Store, you're going to get the field guide. You go online, NPMA, it's going to pull you right into their website. They'll tell you everything. If you're in California, go to PCOC, and they should pull up everything. If not, it's Pest Control Operators of California. That should pull up everything as well. And go join them. Do what you need to do to learn more. Get out there. The next thing is I got this actually from NPMA, from Pest World. It's the bedbug app. Okay, if you do bedbug jobs, get the app. It tells you everything about bedbugs, about what to do, how to treat them, everything. Get it. You will learn so much about them that you didn't know or that you thought you knew. So stop going through that learning curve and just jump straight into learning everything right now. You don't have to go through trial and error and fail. They have everything for you. Use it. Don't go through it. Don't look like an idiot out in the field when you don't take care of a bed bug infestation, because you could have actually grabbed this app, and it's free and you can just get it, study everything, look at it, just everything you need. Just go on there. The next one that we go to, actually one that I'll say that Anthony likes a lot, and I'll throw in a little twist to it, is he goes on Reddit. Reddit's a great one. They do have, groups for pest control. You could also go on to any Facebook fan pages and jump in there. Also, I think it's NPMA or PCOC. Some of them actually have their own, oh my gosh, I can't even remember it. But it's where somebody puts in a question and everyone can kind of answer it. They have their own on there as well. So if you're part of them, you'll get those emails and you'll get to see, what everybody's asking and what's going on and how to take care of certain situations. And the cool thing is, if you don't want to feel stupid or dumb because you've been in the industry 20 years, you know how to take care of everything. There's guys out there that are just throwing out questions and they're learning more, and you can just piggyback on that, so you can stay, knowing everything. But that's the awesome thing with these. So, go out there and look at that. But Reddit, Facebook, all these places have those. The next one is, don't be scared to talk to your distributor. Okay. A little secret, and I know he listens to the podcast. So the distributor that we use, he does an awesome job. Don't let this get to your head. You know who I'm talking to if you're listening to it. But he did an amazing job. So when I first got into the industry, he helped me out, greatly. I pulled him into my chemical room. We talked about all the chemicals. He watched me go from a cubicle space to now an office. And so he's been a massive help and a push and a direction. He's given me contact information from owners in other states, that he's associated with. And so he's been a massive help on just help, just growing my business, on what to do, how to do things, how to run things, what I need to learn. And so always stay humble, guys, because you don't know it all. And what's great is he's the distributor and he doesn't even know he doesn't know everything. But what's awesome is it's not knowing everything, but it's knowing people who know everything. And that brings me to the next and final point is use your distributor to get in contact with the chemical companies that you're buying from. So whatever products you're buying from, talk to your distributor. They have a rep that is going to know a ton about that information. And if they don't know, they have contact information to scientists and to the people who are creating these products to get you in. I can't tell you, on multiple occasions, I've called my distributor. He's put me in that direction of, hey, talk to this person. They're over that. And I have the personal phone number for these people who are dealing with this product and this, every day. They know exactly what's going on with it. You have all reign to ask them every questions about that product, how to use it, how other people are using it. And, and they'll go through and more in depth and explain everything. So even when it comes to like certain insects, a lot of the distributors have entomologists on hand ready to tell you and identify different insects. And let's say, you know what? You're not the owner of the company. I get it. You're just a route tech. Find out who the distributor is. They're not going to shy away from you. Okay. One, they're salesmen. And so salesmen love talking to people. And so they don't care who you are. They're going to talk to you. But also, you can go pick their brain, and they love that they can share that information with you. I have yet to find someone who's been stuck up and not wanting to share that information. They've always been really, really open with me and helping me out on what to use, how to use things, and the different methods. And so, guys, just another recap on that second list of things is Bedbug app. Check it out. It's free. Download it and just study it on your free time. Talk to your distributors. If you're just a regular tech, find out who the distributor is. If they won't tell you, just Google it. Super easy. And a bunch of people are probably just using Univar anyway and a few others, but just look them up. You'll be able to find a distributor rep or a salesman, and they'll be able to put you into that. They'll be able to answer any questions. But if they don't, guess what, guys? You have a truck full of chemicals, and each chemical has a company name on it. Look that company up, call them, ask them questions. They literally have a team just to answer questions for you. So use them, use that to your advantage, constantly learn, constantly look into things, go online, buy books, read up on the industry, go on, dive into magazines. I know it can be boring and it's old school, whatever it may be for anybody who's in the younger generation of this, but there's no other way to find out what's coming out, what's new, if you're not going to dive into these methods and these things that are out there right in front of your face that you can get a hold of. And majority of this stuff is now just in apps and online. So make sure you're doing your research, make sure you're going in and you're finding out, what the new methods are, what the new chemicals are, how the industry is changing, and what may change that might affect what you're doing and how you're doing things, because that's not going to stop. We, as much as good as we do, there's some idiots out there who are technicians who do stuff wrong, and there's going to be people watching those, and they're going to attack once they find out or once they see something, and they're going to blow something up bigger than it is, and they're going to start coming out with laws against us and restricting us in some ways. And so we have to be ready, and we have to know what's going on. And a lot of the organizations like NPMA and PCOC, they have been advocates for us on keeping us afloat and keeping us in business and going against those laws that could disrupt what we do and how we do things. So if you're new into it, go look into that association, that's in your state, or if you want to go kind of the nationwide NPMA, they have that. They were the first, they were the advocates to keep us on, the list to keep working as essential workers, especially PCOC here in California. They did that for us. They made sure that we were on there. Now, how much they really did, I don't know. But they were keeping us updated. And that's a huge thing, especially when you're in times like this where you don't know if you can keep going or if you have to stop. But they were there. Those associations were there. These magazines are here to help. All this stuff is what I personally go and look into, as well as everybody else should be. If you want to be the best tech you can be, you cannot stay stagnant. You have to keep on learning. You have to keep on moving and changing with the times and where we eventually will go, because this industry is changing fairly rapidly. Even when I first came in, I have seen multiple laws change, labels change, and so it's only going to get crazier. And especially since I'm in California, we are definitely going to be the ones that are changing and then eventually disrupting the industry across all the states. But thanks for listening in, guys. Remember to keep learning and doing your research on the pest control industry. And also don't hesitate to message us on Instagram at DNA Pest Podcast. Okay, that is at DNA Pest Podcast. You can also email us at dnapestpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.